All right, my automotive data nerds, I have been wanting to film this for like over a week in between work and traveling. I have not been able to do it. And on top of everything else, I have decided that moving is a great idea. So I am in the middle of packing up my house. We are in my tiny house that I love. So welcome to my house because it's raining outside. And we're gonna go over the PIES segments. Did you know that within the PIES standard, there are 15 different segments that help create a product and you guys can provide data on those products? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over the 15 different segments of PIES, but of course, I'm going to do that in my own way. So let's check out what those are. We're gonna do it with boxes. So what are the 15 segments of PIES? So within the 15 segments of PIES, PIES is an XML file. So you're gonna start out with a header segment. Header segment's gonna have your information about the entire file. So it's gonna have the date you submitted the file, the submitter of the file, their contact information, your brand ID. What else could it have? It could have the version date, the version of the PCDB and the PADB that you're using. This is kind of like your intro that says, hey, this is what's gonna be in the file. You know, be nice to me, here we are. This is the intro, okay? This is your champ right here, all right? This is required, okay? This segment is required to make a PIES file, all right? We get that? Okay, let's put them over here. Then you have PRCS. Okay, this one is pricing sheets. This is the next segment after the header. Pricing sheets. You can remember this because it's PR, which is pricing. I don't know what C is, but doesn't matter. Could be for price, but the key thing is to know is the S. So this is price sheets. So if your company uses pricing sheets for their products, they would go in this segment. This is not a mandatory segment, so if your company does not do pricing sheets, you don't have to use this. It's okay. Then you have marketing copy. Marketing copy is after item, after pricing sheets, comes marketing copy. Key thing to know about this one is whatever you put in here is inherited. It is marketing a copy about every product in there. Okay? So this would be good. When would this, so you're gonna say, Sam, when would this be good to use this? Right? Like, when am I gonna use this segment if it's a blanket statement? If your company has marketing information like a landing page, digital assets, boilerplates, anything like that that encompasses a whole brand or a whole company, right? Like, what would be a whole brand? Like, let's do like Shell Rotella. Rotella is pretty much a sub-brand. It can stand on its own. But Shell Rotella could submit a file that is just Shell Rotella and do marketing content that's everything to do with the Rotella brand, right? Doesn't matter what viscosity it is, doesn't matter what weight it is, it's just the boilerplate for Shell Rotella. So keep that in mind, that marketing C is a blanket. It's going to inherit across all your products in your file. Again, optional segment, you don't have to use it. Within the marketing segment is MKDA. Any guesses? Marketing digital assets. This is a subsegment nested within the marketing segment, okay? Like, this is where you would give like the digital assets, whatever it is. It could be a postcard, it could be a landing page, digital asset that's, again, marketing fluff, but it is inherited across all the products in your file, okay? Optional as well. Don't have to use it. If you don't have digital assets for marketing, that is a blanket thing for your brand, don't have to use this segment, okay? Whatever. You know, we all, you know, like children, and you're not supposed to have favorite children, right? I have a favorite child, and my favorite child is, you know, the item segment, because this is the most important segment other than their header and their trailer, okay? Don't come for me. But this is your most important. This is where your products are born and created. It's an iterating or like, an iterating segment. So you'll have the item segment, and within the item segment are your items. Or is it the other way? Within the items segment are your items, right? So your XML, right? So this is where your products live, right? And it's iterative, so it'll circulate over and over for every product you have. If you have one product, then you just have this. But I will tell you that the bare minimum that you need to have in here is your part number and your part type. Do not forget your PCDB. Do not submit a file that is just part numbers, okay? It will probably get rejected. The XSD for sure will reject it, but this is it. Like, this is the item segment. And within the item segment is a bunch of other stuff, okay? So let's hold on. I realized that I should have used the word. It is a looping segment, okay? It's not iterative. I mean, that might work, but it might give you trauma nightmares from Jira, but it is a looping segment. Item segment is a looping segment, meaning that can happen many times until you get through all of your products. All right? Then the item segment is the description segment. DESC, it's a little bit easy to tell. Description segment, okay? So depending on the receiver of your data, they could require various forms of descriptions of your products. Like, you could have the full description, you can have the nice SEO description, but then there's like the invoice description, that's the short description, that's like 20 characters, like who's using that? But yeah, so the description segment has many different product descriptions. I could not tell you off the top of my head what the current count is of the different coded values, but there are coded values for valid descriptions. And the key tip I can give you so that you don't have to go figure it out is that these coded values, when you download the database tables from AutoCare VIP, are in the PIES _ coded values. That's going to be your friend for PIES, because that is where all your coded values are. So, and I'm telling you that as a friend to you so that you don't have to go figure out where they are. But that's where they are. It's also important in the latest version of PIES that in the description segment is where your features and benefits are. Okay, so all your bullet points on your e-commerce site, that's where these are, in the description segment. Again, optional, don't have to use it if you don't want to, but that's between you and your receiver, okay? Next one, price. Not to be confused with price sheets, okay? Because see, there's not an S. This one's just price. It just doesn't have an I, but it's 4 characters, right? Price, okay? Not price sheet. This is to communicate the individual different types of prices for a product. One product. Remember, it loops, okay? Loops. One product. So you can't have different types of prices that you communicate to a receiver. We all know you got your MAP, and then you got your jobber, and you've got all the different prices. I don't know. Where I used to work, they were all color-coded, so don't come for me. But again, just like everything else, there is coded values for pricing. And let's repeat it. Where are the coded values within the PCADB or PACDB? Whichever those tables. It's the one that has all of them, okay? It is in the PIES _ coded values, okay? Again, optional, don't have to use it. A lot of people, not ironically, but there are valid reasons. We don't really use this one because sometimes you can have some oopsies and send it to the wrong person, and yeah, you don't want to do that. Okay, this one, EXPI. What does that mean, Sam? It is extended product information, and it means exactly what it means. It's extended product information beyond just the product attributes and the specification attributes that you give about a product, right? This is everything else. This is going to be like your regulatory data, your country of origin, your tariff codes, your product life cycle, your warranty. I think Prop 65 got shoved in there, and then all that VMRS stuff. Anything that we decide to add or that you guys ask for, or whatever a new industry regulatory thing gets put against us, it's probably going to get shoved in here. For at least the time being, until it becomes unmanageable, probably. I don't know. Don't have any idea. But that is what EXPI is. This one. Not to be confused with EXPI, but this is your ATRB, which could be attribute segment. So the attribute segment is where you put all the data about your products that are like the product attributes. So these are the things that are necessary to be able to sell your product. For a consumer to feel trusted that they're buying the right product if it's not fitment driven, right? Okay, so that's what this is. We also use attributes for your left-hand navigation. So anything that needs to be faceted. I am formerly a motor oil queen, so attribute segment for me for motor oil, which is 12138, is I would put like viscosity, the motor oil weight, the type of motor oil is, the brand of the motor oil, the container size, right? Like what if I don't want a 55-gallon shipped to my house? I just want to do an oil change where I need a 5-quart jug and 1 extra quart, because we all know you need that 1 extra quart, okay? That's what this is, your attribute segment. Fun fact, PCDB does have PADBs that are related to it and that are valid based off the part type. Okay, I know that's not globally known, but if you go to engine oil 12138, there are valid attributes for that, PADB. That is a thing. The PIES is not perfect, so the attribute segment only gets as better as you guys invest in it, okay? Like, for my manufacturers that are watching this, like, help a girl out and come in and tell us what attributes they should be, because we all know that you guys are flagging PADB no in the file and using custom attributes, and that's not helping us standardize the standard, okay? Just telling you, between me and you, help me out, okay? Attribute segment. I love this segment as well, you know. Now we have your packaging segment, okay? Packaging segment. So this is gonna be all your packaging information. If you don't know what packaging information is, because I didn't when I first started, this is gonna be all your volumetric data. Oh, this works. Everything to ship a product and like what it is. So it's going to have, I did not plan this. It's gonna have your UPC codes. It's going to have, what else? It's going to have the length, width, and height of the package that your product comes in. Now this can be eaches, which means like the individual product that's in the box. Then it could be the size of how it's shipped. So if it's, say there's 20 air filters in, or 20 oil filters in here, then it would be, the package would be the box, right? The eaches would be the oil filter on the inside. So I do need both information, okay? And then actually you can also probably, if you're a B2B or whatever, you can probably order these in a pallet. And then within the packaging segment, you would have a pallet qualifier, right? And they probably all have their own UPC GTIN because everything has to be scannable. Help out the supply chain logistics and the inventory management guys, okay? Like, and even planograms. We need this information to properly ship and efficiently ship, but also to plan the store layouts, right? Like to properly plan planograms. We need the packaging information. Also need the packaging information to be able to sell the product so that we can scan it, right? It's important to note that, like I said, your product could come in multiple different product packages. So the packaging segment is a looping segment within the item segment. So it is looping per product based on how many variations it can be packed. What else? Coded values for unit of measure, coded values for packaging for whether you're gonna signify an eaches, a box, a pallet, whatever it is. Again, coded values are in your PCDB, PADB combined database that you download from AutoCare VIP. And it is going to be in what table? It's going to be in the PIES_coded values, okay? Packaging segment. Within the packaging segment is a subsegment, okay? Subsegment is hazmat. It's gonna be all your hazardous material. This is stuff that's important for making sure your truck drivers are safe, making sure that stuff's transported appropriately so that nothing bad happens, right? Don't want any kind of awful spills, don't want anything to blow up. Like, you want everything, if it's a hazardous material, we need to let everybody know so that way they know how to properly handle it. And that falls as a subsegment within packaging, right? Okay, so this is hidden within packaging. Again, technically optional. You don't have to put it in there. Nobody's telling you, but your receiver might be telling you that you have to put it in there, okay? Kits. Yes, this does exist. I don't know that people always seem shocked when they realize that kits exist. So we created this segment. This is kits. This is where you build all your kits. So like if you have a brake kit or an exhaust kit or an oil change kit, whatever it is, it could be a hardware kit for something, right? That's gonna go in your kit segment. That's about all I have to say about this one. I don't ever use this, but I do know that there are manufacturers that do use it. So if you're trying to use this, you can reach out to me and I can just connect you to them, because I'm not gonna pretend like I know how to use this segment. I just know of it and what it's used for. Interchange segment, INTE. If you watch my other video on introducing you to what interchange is, if you don't know what interchange is, go watch that video, because I'm not gonna tell you right now. But this answers the question that I asked at the end of that, where I asked you, where does interchange belong in ACEs or in PIES? If you said ACEs, you would be incorrect. So this is interchange. This would take more part-to-part interchange, okay? You're not gonna shove fitment interchange in here, okay? Don't do that. This is part-to-part. So you put like, so remember, it's like whatever your product interchanges with, whether it's an OE or whether it's a competitor, that's fine. This would be where you put it. Put it in interchange, because it's a product attribute. It is an attribute of the product, not fitment interchange. Don't do that, okay? Thank you. Unless you know the part number, that's fine. What do we think this one is? ASST. ASAT, right? Could be asset. Could it be digital assets? Oh, that's definitely what it is. Digital assets, right? Within the item segment, digital assets. So these are all the assets that are specific to a certain product. So you remember how we had marketing digital assets earlier, which is everything that would be a blanket for your product. You could put like your brand logos there, right? Like, but this one's specific to the very specific product. And within this, you could have 360 images, you could have regular images, you could have front, back, side, upside down, lifestyle, whatever you could do. PDFs, you could do instructional PDFs, guides, style guides, whatever you want to do for your products. Whatever you think will wow the customer and help them with love your products. If it's a digital asset, it goes in the asset segment. Again, not required. Nobody's telling you have to use it, but that's between you and your receiver, okay? And we made it! Number 15 is the trailer segment, okay? You have the header segment. It's like bookends, okay? The header segment, the trailer segment. This ends the story. This is like the end at the end of the movie. It's the trailing credits, right? It's pretty short too. It's literally just kind of to the point of how many products are in the file is the trailer segment, okay? They might have something else. Don't come for me. I'm literally doing this all from memory, right, on the fly. It's been just trying to make you guys smarter so that we all can make this better. But the trailer segment. So those are the 15 segments. See, it's not that challenging once you realize it, right? So 15 segments. I wish I could say I have some kind of doodle for like a song for you guys to easily remember all 15 segments. But we're all smart people. We can, remember those different segments, right? You may not remember them in order, but that's fine. I lied. I actually probably could tell you in order, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I think that's it. So I hope you guys got something from that. If you have any more questions, if you want a more deeper dive into PIES, I do encourage you to check out Auto Care Academy. I probably said it wrong. Maybe that's right. If you go to Auto Care VIP, there is a digital hub and there is an academy where you guys can take intro and intermediate ACEs and PIES, and they will give you way more information than I just gave you. I gave you like the high level with boxes in my tiny house just because I got a random idea. My husband probably thinks I'm crazy. But yeah, I love PIES. So if you want to help me make PIES better, you just reach out to me, okay? I am here for you guys. Thanks, guys. Until next time, maybe from my new house. This is your data crew chief, and I really love talking about all this stuff and love when you guys like and tell me that you've learned something. So have a great day.